Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Highly Suspicious Podcast with Louie and Preston. My name is Louie. My name's Preston. Wait, that's not Preston. That's me trying to do a Preston impersonation. Where's Preston? Damn, I'm in here alone. Am I supposed to do this all by myself? There ain't no one gonna help me? Fuck. That is so sad. Well, it's time to give you all my innermost thoughts. I'm just fucking with y'all. Today, we have leftover episode from a couple of weeks ago where I had to cut the conversation we had with Pierce short. It's a really good conversation, so just give it a listen.
He can't.
He's
run.
not gonna. He's gonna run again.
Yeah.
You might try to.
Can you not run while you're on trial? Is that like a thing?
I don't know if it's charted territory necessarily.
Yeah, there's no precedence in that.
I don't think there's been any charted territory since Trump's gotten
fair,
into office.
fair.
I think it's all pretty much been Wild West.
Yeah, dude, the U.S. is at a weird point right now, man.
Yeah.
Tipping point.
This is
This is looking like so weird. Like, bro, this is such like our grandkids are like, bro, you were in the U.S. when Joe Biden and Trump were presidents, and we're like, yeah, it was quite the time.
I was tripping on January 6th. Like, while that was happening, I was tripping, and I looked at my phone, and I was like, well, I guess society's collapsing right now. I'm just trying to cook dinner on some substances.
Yeah.
I was fucking dying when that shit was happening, bro. That shit was hilarious.
That shit was insane.
Do you think the U.S. is gonna break up into like
Yes.
a whole
At some
States.
point.
a whole bunch of different countries? Like,
there will be like confederations basically where it's like these states are aligned politically, so they'll be together.
Shit's
and
gonna
then
happen
there's
when that happens,
yeah,
bro.
because it'd just be like a southern regime, and then there'd be like some West Coast. There'd be like a Midwest where it's all religious people and nobody fucking lives there anyway.
Yeah.
Texas, Alabama, and Georgia were like, we're bringing it back. We're
Yeah,
bringing slavery back.
Exactly.
I don't think
Bro.
Texas would, but
Texas wouldn't.
Mississippi
Texas
probably
would probably be more likely
Everywhere
to
in
become
Texas,
its own whole ass nation.
That would make sense.
They could totally do that too, just location wise.
Texas is weird because
Texas is massive.
everywhere that's not
Texas
like
is
a
already
city
its own fucking
is
place.
red as fuck.
Yeah.
But in like
Other
Austin,
cities are really
San Antonio, it's fucking blue. It's exactly like Kentucky is almost.
Yeah.
Where the only blue spots on the whole voting map
the
is
big cities.
is Louisville and Lexington.
Last week were we talking about California splitting up?
Uh-huh.
I might have started to be blacking out by that point, I don't know. But we were talking about how there'd be like North California, South California, and then there'd be like coastal section of California that would be like, what was it, San Francisco? San Francisco would have a region, where it'd be like all the tech startups and shit like that would have their own nation. That's actually
That's
kind
gonna
of
be like
funny.
some Vatican type shit, bro.
That would be crazy. I love alternate history shit though, so I like thinking about like there are a lot of stories too, like a lot of books and shit talking about like
California.
a dissolving of the United States into different factions, and it gets kind of crazy because there will be some states that probably join like Canada
or Mexico.
or Mexico,
Yeah.
and then there are other states that
I join
like
Canada.
imagine if like all the indigenous people got like their own country,
Dude,
a new
That'd be sick.
native operated nation.
I don't want to have to leave Louisville simply because it like joins.
Is Kentucky swiling even
Yeah,
though they already
join
are?
some like racist ass faction or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do if
Go
that
to Canada.
happened. I guess I would move or
Somewhere that's cool with weed. I think that's it.
yeah, I'm gonna go to the place where
Prerequisites.
where we just hunt for food, where we hunt and gather,
Foraging.
and just do that till I die. That's probably where I'd go.
Go to like a national forest
Yeah.
and live.
I'm gonna live off the charts. I wonder
Alaska.
how like technology is gonna be after that. Like everything's gonna be so separated.
I've been playing Cyberpunk.
Like if you want to get like a laptop, you're gonna have to travel to this territory.
That's actually kind of crazy.
And that's gonna be, you know how we were just talking about before that like if you some cultures don't like tattoos, you
Yeah.
have to cover up your tattoos
Like
when you go over to the next state.
No, like trade embargoes on technology.
We're going to
would be
Arkansas.
crazy,
Act natural.
We have
Act
to-
like you're supposed to be here.
We have to smuggle
Put on the
laptops.
Confederate flag shirt now. Oh my god.
Get the cutoff. Get the cutoff.
Look,
The music in that time though would be gas.
It would be. The political unrest would create so much fire.
Because each like state faction confederacy in the country would have its own like crazy shit. Like New Orleans down there would have like some like neo space jazz.
Yeah. Damn, dude. Oh shit, man.
North Dakota would be the new center for American country.
Yeah.
It would go back to its roots as Nashville goes further and further down the rabbit hole of shitty pop country.
Yeah.
Bluegrass.
Yeah, man.
I can see it.
Yeah. Do you think your grandchildren are gonna live in the U.S.? Like, is it gonna be United States by that point?
That's actually
dude, because that's
crazy.
How long has the U.S. been a thing? 1776. So by the time your grandchildren are, I don't know, 30.
Yeah.
How long was like the Holy Roman Empire thing?
That's a good point. I do think a lot of people always end up comparing the U.S. and like Rome.
Rome's gonna last
and
longer
shit
than
like
we
that.
did, bro.
Yeah.
Rome's definitely gonna last longer than we did.
But the way that the Holy Roman Empire dissolved is kind of probably accurate because it would basically be like there would be people trying to remain America, but there wouldn't be like half the states, so it's not America.
Yeah.
It'd be like New America, which is a thing in Cyberpunk where it's also this kind of crazy alternate reality, and there were like corporation wars and shit like that, which I think will be likely. Because like having a company like go to war with a country for resources that company needs.
The Holy Roman Empire's only been around for like 500 years.
I had to double check on this, but this is fucking hilarious that we're talking about this right now. So the United States is 100 or 250 years old. You all want to guess the estimate of how long civilizations usually last?
250 years.
250 years.
Hey, I mean,
I can see it. It's kind of happening.
It is.
I tell you this, we're not gonna last as long as the fucking Egyptians did. There ain't no way.
Yeah, they're still chilling.
Yeah, well, it's kind of crazy too because they had like societies built on societies. Like some of the pyramids were old as like 2,000 years old when they were building other pyramids.
Yeah, that's crazy. Imagine you're sitting next to architecture that people from the same place built 2,000 years ago.
And there's nothing like that in
like
America
the Washington Monument.
Yeah, because it was all Native American shit before.
There's still some like burial mounds. There's a really big burial mound in Ohio.
Mexico has a lot of that Aztec.
Which is crazy. Imagine just like going to the grocery store.
It's weird how
the Aztec pyramids.
The United States has like none of that.
Well, one of the things too is like, shit got wiped out. Along with like the history of where shit was, and then also they needed farmland, so they would just demolish it.
Yeah,
and so in some for America, westward expansion 100% just wiped out stuff. But in other countries where they have like big landscape things like that people have done in the past, they literally people will be living there like people who are native to the area will just live around these temples and shit, and then once the government views it as like a way to make a profit, they'll just mass relocate people.
Yeah. Shit, I don't know about y'all. If I'm a colonizer piece of shit and I end up, where the Aztecs used to be, I'm like, fuck it, I'm living inside the pyramids.
Yeah, set up shop.
That's where I'm setting up crib.
Don't demolish that shit. Just be like, new house.
I'll take it.
Free house.
I'll take it.
Y'all ever heard of the old Aztec capital? I'm not even gonna try.
Are you talking about the one that was like sort of an island out in the middle of a lake?
Where Mexico City is now is where it was. It's like, I wish I remembered how to pronounce it. I used to actually know how to pronounce it. But it's like
Tenochtitlan.
Nah, I remember there's some in there. I think Tenochtitlan. I don't remember how to say it.
It's pronounced Tenochtitlan.
But look at this shit, bro.
I know the word. I don't know how to say it.
I used to be able to say it. I feel bad that I can't say it anymore.
Tenochtitlan.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up.
They basically built aqueducts and shit to make an artificial lake.
And this
had
massive...
The defense, it's basically just they designed it that way because it was the best way to defend a capital, essentially.
That's dope.
And they had really complex like aqueducts and shit like that to fill this sort of reservoir to surround it.
Tenochtitlan.
But yeah, it's literally where Mexico City literally filled it all up. Once they finally took it over, they eventually filled it all in and just made it this like.
That's so bullshit. Imagine being like a Spanish conqueror and just being like, yeah, this really cool island capital that they've designed that's like a great defensive position and shit.
Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's just fill it in.
Build a parking lot for a Wally World.
Yeah, but I mean, that's cool. It's cool that they still have those Aztec pyramids still up, man.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
I want to go
That
see
is something
that
I would
shit.
love to see. Have you seen the videos where it's like if you clap at a certain distance, the acoustics make it sound like a bird?
I've heard that. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Dude, they did some.
Imagine
crazy
designing
shit.
that shit.
You think it's meant to be like that?
Yes, 100%.
That's
it's meant
fucking
to be like
insane.
Dude,
Bro, I gotta see that after this.
They knew what the fuck they were doing, man. They would have whole compounds.
And fucking whitewashing of history.
Mm-hmm.
The history books are like, these savages couldn't even speak and they couldn't do anything. They hunted with sticks and rocks and...
Well, and it's also crazy
like
because the Aztecs, like, hadn't needed a metal age, basically.
Yeah.
Because they were so proficient with obsidian, which is glass, volcanic glass. But it's just so incredibly sharp when you, like, get an edge on it that it's kind of like, even though they didn't have metal work and they were just faceting really sharp stones to wood to make like a sword or a machete,
it was dope.
It's still dope as fuck.
Yeah.
That's still better than like having to forge something and spend hours versus like sitting around, you know, hitting some rocks together and then piecing shit together with glue. That's such a different
civilization. Yeah, the whole civilization grew up in a totally different way than like the Europeans did.
Yeah,
and they just got the shitty end of the stick once the Europeans found them because they had guns.
You also got to think about like the megafauna and shit like that was in America until not that long ago, even because basically so this is kind of off topic, but also kind of on topic. You know how avocados just have massive fucking seeds?
Yeah,
that's because they are like designed like evolution wise for a giant land animal, giant sloths.
Yeah.
That were native to South and Central America. And then humans realized that they were a great source of fat and protein and started to cultivate it. So as that animal died off because of people hunting it and shit like that, they also continued to cultivate this fruit that is not designed for digestion of any animal that is alive today. Because
except for sloths.
Except for giant sloths that are extinct, and humans were just like, I like this for me.
Yeah.
How big were they?
I mean, like 9 foot tall.
Holy
animals.
shit. Yeah, that's a big ass sloth.
Yeah, supposedly there's some fat sloths back in the day.
I wonder how slow they moved. Or they were literally just like giant monsters that could just gut you open.
I don't think they were around.
Sloths have big ass claws too. Have you seen their fucking hands? They can fuck you up.
Yeah, they can fuck you up.
If they were faster.
You know,
guy like me, I'd be.
You want to see the skeleton one?
Holy shit!
Let me see that.
That thing is huge.
Damn.
That's like a damn dinosaur, bro.
Yeah. Renditions. He's just vibing, bro. They're supposed to be scared, but he is just kind of T-posing in between a couple of people. Whatever artist did that was having a blast.
See, that's what happens when you go down the rabbit hole. We get to giant sloths.
Yeah, as you do.
Yeah, but I mean, I think nowadays though, the whole view of the people are shitting on colonialism nowadays. You know, like it's definitely more acceptable to be a little more brutally honest about how
bad
how
it was.
How they just came in, killed a whole lot of people
that were already just like doing their own society
the
thing.
Only reason they were able to do all this was just because they happened to be this civilization that had guns. That's why we couldn't fuck up Asia.
A huge factor is disease. You know, imagine if half of the people that could even fight back are just sick and dying because they don't have an immune system to fight against.
How crazy do you think it would have been if they came and they all died of disease? Like how different
that would have been
world we lived in.
Crazy. That would have been nuts. And I love alternate history sort of questions like that, where it's just like, one thing like that,
yeah,
would be a
just
huge
happened.
difference.
Just happened to be that the Europeans
Huge
were people
difference.
that couldn't.
Or imagine if you know how like China and like Japan had like these sort of histories where they were really secluded and really obsessed with their own culture and their own politics and their own like
didn't go outside of
history. They didn't go outside. Yeah. Imagine if like China reached the Americas first and started setting up shop on like California instead of starting in like the East Coast.
Yeah, supposedly some of these Pacific islands had reached America pretty early on.
There is
even like
evidence
I've heard Vikings too.
So Vikings were here before Christopher Columbus, and then there's good evidence to support Pacific Islanders, probably Hawaiians, just because they were like closer.
Yeah.
Well,
Hawaii
landing in
that's another thing. Yeah,
like
they
South
had to
America,
find Hawaii.
Basically.
Imagine, bruh, you and your homies from the age of fucking
Stone Age. You're just
canoes
on a little
and
rafts. Dude, their boats are like so well
designed. You get lost and you
end
end up somewhere like Hawaii that's fucking perfect.
So you ever heard of this dude? He's obviously descendants of some of these Pacific Islands. I don't know where he's from. But they have the ability to know exactly where they are in the middle of the ocean just by looking at the stars. Yeah. Obviously, it changes over time.
A lot of those cultures operate like that, for traveling
they
long
could
distance.
navigate the whole fucking Pacific
all
Ocean,
of those
bro. Imagine being able to find Hawaii just by looking at the fucking stars, bro.
Mm-hmm. It'd be like that way.
That's such a fucking flex.
Yeah.
And another thing too is how
I can't even find Kroger without GPS.
Imagine how the people of South America had to feel when these other human
it just came out of the ocean out of nowhere.
You're like,
you want to trade, homie?
Yeah, you're looking at them like, I think you're like me.
Yeah.
Like, I think you're human.
So how we know that is basically that there are crops that there's like no fucking way that they should be in South America, but like they were already in the Americas before
the Spanish
like colonial people got here.
I'm saying, bro, it's like the Pacific Islanders, or apparently some people from Africa might have been able to do it as well.
It's also crazy because there are stories in like the Wild West sort of time period where there were Chinese fishermen that would get blown out into sea and catch like some bad current and end up on the West Coast. And then there was one story where I was listening about it. And it's a true historical event. And they're basically talking about how this person, towards the end of their life, finally made it back to China, but landed on the West Coast in their like 20s, early 20s. And then by the time they were 80, they were finally able to make it back to their homeland. But for a period of their life, they were just in New York as somebody's sort of assistant. You know, you could say indentured servant or something like that because they probably weren't getting like paid. Yeah. But it's just some crazy shit. Like, if that could happen in that time period, who's to say it didn't happen at some point? Yeah. Historically.
You never know, man.
Think about how much shit that we've lost on information just because of how humanity's always done
history,
wars.
Nobody's been writing anything down even. Yeah. You know, it's an oral history that's been wiped out by
Think of all the Middle Eastern history that's completely
layers and layers
gone.
Hidden underneath the fucking sand and shit like that.
That too. But also just gone because it's been a fucking horrible war zone since fucking humans existed. Yeah. Like I don't know what it is about that area.
There's like Roman structures in the Middle East.
Yeah. Dude, they have like Hittite structures and shit like that, which is like, they were around when the Egyptians were first building the pyramids and shit.
And sometimes stuff is intentionally buried too, which is kind of crazy.
They get sacked, they get destroyed, they intentionally want to wipe out some history. Fucking Romans did that a lot.
Or assimilate people to their culture.
They always do that. Yeah. They always wipe out the history of their enemy if they can. It's just a weird thing we do. It's like lions killing the other lion's cub once they finally beat him in a fight as the dominant male. Mm-hmm. It's like the exact same shit, bro. We beat our enemy, quote unquote, whatever it's for, and you wipe out the complete history of it. Anything to do with it. And
it's so tribalistic that if you look at it now from an objective standpoint of how much further in progressed in society we would be today if we just fucking collaborated over time and we took care to preserve knowledge and shit
historically
we learned.
How much more do you know?
Shit, you invade our country and we're fucked. I'm going to my grave with this shit because I'm not telling the ops the shit that we know. That's what the fuck happened. They didn't fucking... There was no collaboration between different groups. Everyone was fucking fighting against each other.
The enemy is my friend, though.
That's more tactical, though. Not like in the actual cultural sense. Everybody's still got this, like...
Yeah, beef.
Tribal mentality of me and the other people.
I think on a macro scale, bro, humans are very much like just any other animal. Yeah. But we're a lot more nuanced on the individual level.
Yeah. Overly complexed in some really dumb ways. Yeah. Societally.
We're orangutans that overthink.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're orangutans that can build bombs.
Which is, exactly what an ape needed to be able to do. To blow up other apes.
What a way for like the human race to die. Is like if we really we're just so we're like just smart enough to kill all of ourselves at once.
Yeah, but not think about what like the side effect is.
Dude, that's gonna be one shitty ass day. I don't know what I would do if they're like the world's gonna end in 20 like they launched the nukes like we all know it's over like there's nothing we can do.
Limited time.
I'm smoking. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I probably. Yes.
I'm lighting up a doob.
Get
one last doob
for the roadie.
Bro, you're actually. I didn't want to say it, but you went straight to it. I saw it recently. North Korea just showed off like a nuke that they have that could reach other countries. Recently, it's kind of just been like they can't get it very far.
Yeah, they can't hit the US yet, I don't think.
But they just showed like a new one, as they like to brag about their military and shit like that.
Bruh, if that was Kim Jong-un's unstable ass, I would be concerned, but
it looked like the real one. It looked like the real one this time.
It's this dude grown in the lab, so I'm not worried about
This dude grown in a lab?
We don't believe that Kim Jong-un is the real one because he had COVID for a bit, and then he came back and he looked incredibly skinny and slightly taller.
They probably did like fucking
plastic surgery.
What's that thing they call like where they like
just
take is that liposuction?
Yeah,
where they take fat off you.
Yeah, they say.
Yeah, they probably did that. They probably fucking gave that man like 2 inches on his shins or something, bro.
Leg extensions.
I don't think you can do that.
Yes, you can.
I don't think
there are actual leg extensions. That is a surgery.
Dude, he's probably on his fucking deathbed where they're scrambling to try to make it like that man's still completely fine.
Yeah. He's fine. See?
He got taller and
skinnier. But here's the thing though. If he dies, it's just gonna be his sister that fucking does the same shit.
Yeah. I'm not scared. They don't really have shit. They've been bluffing for like 20 years.
The real thing it is that they're allies with China, I feel like.
Yeah. Maybe not a stated ally, but definitely like low key.
Yeah.
Under the books geographically. But like there was the shit like I guess like 5 years ago at this point, but still where they had like a military parade that they were doing basically for American eyes and ears. That's why they put the pictures out there because it's a dictatorship and they can kind of control the information.
Nothing gets released unless it's intentional.
Yeah.
And they kind of fucked up because one of the rockets they had was some like paper mache shit, and it was like the tip was like sagging. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
That's fucking hilarious, bro.
Bro, they're fucking pussies. They're showing it and not blowing it. They're like John
literally like most of their population's just starving anyway. Like I don't know why you would be scared because they might have a military, but also how motivated are you if you aren't like actually for your nation? You can be brainwashed to a point.
Here's the whole thing about North Korea though is that they're not a good military. Yeah. They know for a fact that if they went to war with any decent nation they would lose.
Yeah. Well, also they got an op like attached to them,
but because
on the same island,
because they have like
because
they basically their whole thing is that we might be crazy enough to nuke somebody, so don't fuck with us. Like that's kind of their whole thing. And then the fact that they kind of have a proxy, like you said, it was not really kind of a thing, but it is a thing, like a proxy alliance with China because we're stationed all up in North Korea. and they're kind of like a buffer between, or South Korea. I mean, we're bunked up in South Korea, and we're like they're essentially just a buffer state between South Korea and China.
Yeah, because otherwise the U.S. would be right on their asses.
We would just take it over, but then China's involved, and we don't want to go to war with China just to go to war with North Korea.
That shit's crazy.
Because China would definitely view that as like an attack on China if you attack North Korea. They'd be like, "You're okay. You're too close."
Yeah, you're too fucking close.
Yeah.
It's like when I lost my train of thought.
It's all good.
It was gonna be a historical thing, but I forget what I was thinking about. What I was going to say here that I forgot was that during the Cuban Missile Crisis, that's why Russia wanted to partner with Cuba in the first place, because it was right next to the United States. And that's also why we were sweating about it. So we feel your pain there, North Korea. This happens everywhere, but it's kind of crazy that, like, imagine being a starving motherfucker in North Korea and all North Korea cares about is making bombs and...
Yeah, right?
Inviting imaginary
They literally give you rations, and they're like, this is so that I can afford to make a bomb that won't even be able to reach America.
Yeah. Dude, it makes you understand that, yeah, every government's fucked up, but at least we're not under the North Korean regime.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like an actual...
Yeah, that's just complete suffering.
Please, Kim Jong-un, please give me food.
Bro.
Dude,
I'm working on my arts and
where you
crafts
have
paper mache
government-approved
project.
haircuts.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Hey,
I think that's only in school, though.
Hey, they're chopping this shit if they have a government-approved thing. They're like, what the fuck is that?
Dude, the people
who let you do that?
The people like Dennis Rodman who go to North Korea, that's the weirdest fucking thing, bro.
Dennis Rodman's such a weird guy. Because have you heard him kind of talk about it?
I bet he didn't have an agent. I bet he represented himself as well. I'm playing. I bet he did have an agent, but still,
to go to North Korea, you have to get like approval from not just their government, but like from the U.S. government too.
Yeah.
Like it's so high.
They gotta sign your field trip permission slip.
Yeah, they gotta be like, well, I guess you can go. I guess you're a journalist or something. Bro. Go check the vibe in North Korea.
Dennis Rodman is on like podcast and I'm out like, yeah, Kim's a cool guy.
Yeah.
He's chill. I like to imagine it's like the interview where Kim Jong-un is just in there fucking a bunch of bitches and smoking weed and
I do love that he like had some years abroad, and part of why he's heavy set is because he likes chocolate. Like he went and traveled and was in like Switzerland for school and got like Swiss chocolate and was like, oh my god, this is the shit. And he'll just like import bullshit like that while people are starving.
Imagine you were in class with Kim Jong-un when he was in high school in Switzerland.
And he really liked chocolate.
And you're just like, this kid, he's like, he keeps telling me he's like a dictator's son, and he's just so fucking weird. And then he turns out to be the next dictator in North Korea. And he's infamous around the whole world, and you're like, what the fuck?
Kim from high school? Bro.
Then you gotta act fake around him when you're at the 50th high school reunion. Kim, my best friend, come here.
That's my dog.
Oh my god.
Dang.
We always take a turn that we're not expecting in the latter half of the episode.
Bro.
Post-musical intermission is a special time. If you've made it this far, I'm proud of you.
It's a good structure. I like the structure that's been coming.
That's the whole point of the break.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to cut this in half.
Good.
How much are you going to cut out? This all has been fine.
I'm not cutting anything out. I'm just cutting in 2 different halves that I'll probably release it.
Oh, part 1, part 2.
Because we got like an hour and 25 minutes right now.
This was fire.
All right. Thank you,
Yeah,
Pussy Pierce Wells, for joining the podcast once again.
When are y'all going to start your next season?
That's a great question. Probably soon. It's about that time.
I need to take more time on these intros. A lot of the times you always ask for an intro and I just kind of make it. I want to take more time with this.
I'd say start working on it now.
I'll start working on it now.
Yeah, I usually.
How long?
It usually coincides with the semesters.
Yeah.
So like, I'll do one season for one semester, then for like the summer it'll be like a season, and then the next
semester, summer. Yeah. How long do y'all like it? Like, I know you kind of like the idea of playing it long for the first episode.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of use it as an intro after that.
Shit, if you want to cut.
So if y'all, I don't know. We'll see how long I'll make it.
If the mood strikes you, go ahead. If it's just like a,
just a vibe.
I'll try to, what I might try to do is I might try to like sit down and I might do a little experiment with this. I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick.
You got anything to plug?
No.
Watch Pierce fight in Nashville.
Sick.
In a month.
Sick.
Yeah, I have my first fight. For the people who don't know that I fight. Well, I technically don't yet. I will. I can say that.
I will be a fighter.
Yeah.
He's having his first amateur fight. One for the records. Yeah. I'm probably gonna record it. I'm probably gonna have a cutout of Pierce's head that I'm gonna be holding up in the air.
You know, it'd be funny if we had a podcast episode in Nashville after that.
Whoa.
That would be hard.
That'd be hilarious.
Live from the hotel.
We could courtside. I'm narrating like Joe Rogan. Oh, he's got hands. Duck. Oh shit. I forget that I'm an announcer and I'm like, oh. I started to react to it like a fan. Oh shit. Be careful.
Be careful.
Duck.
Give him cues.
You're supposed to be.
Bro, watch the left.
No, it's like real steel and I'm shadow boxing on the side.
They're real steel.
I love that movie.
Yeah, but I don't think I have anything to plug. I will soon. I've been really working on some stuff, and I've been like tuned out of like everybody that I've worked with, like been like all this cipher I've been going to. I haven't been showing up. I just kind of been doing my own thing. I've been very quiet recently about all my music stuff. Really, ever since I started posting things on Instagram, which is just fucking like 4 fucking clips. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I've been spending my time. It's really a money thing, bro. That's another thing too. Is like money walks. That's really all that fucking matters. So I just need to save up, make a big move, save up again, make a big move, and just see what goes. So it's gonna take some time, but yeah, I wish I had something to plug though, like even like a friend, but I don't.
For sure.
Sometimes you just gotta cook.
Yeah. Plus, too, I've been so focused on this fight. It's a lot to focus on. But especially as soon as that ends.
Outro.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. We will be back next Friday, as in every fucking Friday. There is a new fucking episode. And there will be a link in the bio to go listen to this directly, or you can catch us wherever you listen to podcasts. And, yeah, see you next week.
Ski!